Hi, I'm Charlotte Pierce, a producer of Ready Row USA, and I'm here with Brian O'Rourke. He's formerly of the Arlington Belmont Crew in Belmont, Massachusetts. It goes two high schools and draws from two high schools. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Charlotte. It's great to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so in preparation, we're going to be talking with some college recruitment consultants from Rowers Reach in a few days, and I'm going to roll this in because can you tell us why you won't be able to go to our live session?
We're traveling for a race that day, so I'll be out of town.
Yes, the all important IRAs, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Well, listen, so that we can kind of get the perspective of the former high school athlete now in college and someone who's continuing to row. I have a few questions for you, and maybe you can just, we'll roll through them and see. You feel free to elaborate on any of them. First of all, what attracted you to rowing, and what kept you rowing in high school?
Mostly what attracted me in the first place is I just needed something to do. I was a freshman in high school. All my friends were finding new activities, and a couple of them started rowing, and so I thought I would try it out. And I just kind of got hooked. Once I started, I never really had much of a desire to stop.
Right. And what did you like about this structure of the Arlington Belmont Crew program, and what was challenging about it? And are you still connected to these people that you rowed with?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I liked about it was just the people. I mean, I was rowing with the same kids that I went to school with, and some of my closest friends, and so we would all go take classes together, and then go out and row together on the pond and race together on the weekends, and we formed some really tight, really meaningful friendships. And yeah, I'm definitely still in contact with a lot of those folks that I rowed with in high school. Most of the closest friends that I have from high school came from AB.
That's amazing. So you do have a kind of an intense bonding experience when you're in a sport like that, and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right. And when did you start thinking about rowing in college? Did you have that as a goal as you went into your senior year?
Yeah, so I had some friends on the team that were older than me, so I kind of had the opportunity to watch them go through the whole process, and saw what their freshman years were like. What for those of them that decided to continue rowing in college, and so it was kind of in the back of my mind that whole time. And then when I started applying to colleges, I kind of realized that it was something I wanted to continue doing. So it was definitely something I was considering when I was touring schools and when I was thinking about where I wanted to spend the next 4 years.
Right. And did you do you feel like your high school rowing career was an asset on your college application, or did you even think about that?
It's hard for me to say. I like to think that it was.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time doing it, so I like to think that it was an asset. But I think mostly it was just, an asset for me. It helped me grow as a person, and it was a really meaningful experience for me. So regardless, I think it was time well spent.
Yeah. And did you did you were you in touch with a coach then, like when you were in high school, or did you?
When I was going through that whole process, there weren't too many coaches that were interested in me. I was in contact with a couple. Um, I wasn't recruited here at GW. I had been in contact with the coach beforehand, but I wasn't really offered a spot. And then I applied to the school on my own and emailed him after I got in, and so he offered me a chance to try out for the team, and that's what I did.
So you really picked the college for the
Sorry, I kind of lost you there for a second.
Oh, so did you really pick the college for the program, or for the other? Did you pick the college for the academic program?
It was a combination of things. I'm interested in politics, and so Washington D.C. was sort of a great place, I think, for me to spend my college career. That was a big draw. I was definitely considering the academic program, and yeah, the opportunity to row here was also a big draw.
Very cool. And the question I mean, it seems like rowing is so demanding. Do you feel like it's difficult to balance the athletic and academic requirements and responsibilities?
It's definitely a challenge. There are definitely times
Mm-hmm.
where the two clash a little bit, and then you end up being a bit busy.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much everybody here does something outside of class. Everybody's involved with some sort of activity or some sort of organization or sport, but it's varsity, club, or intramural. So I think it's something that's almost inevitable that you sort of have to balance different aspects of your life.
Right, and good preparation for life in general,
Yep.
because it doesn't stop when you get out of college. You know, that's a so you're heading off to IRAs, you know, like and you're finished with classes right now, right?
Yeah, thankfully
Yeah,
we finished up finals about a week ago.
awesome. Any closing things that you could give as advice to your former team or to high school students that might be listening to this? Like, you know, there's kind of this balance between choosing a school and, you know, the academics, the athletics. Um, anything you want to close with?
I guess just on a more like life note, I think it's important through the whole process to just sort of enjoy the process. It gets really
Mm-hmm.
stressful when you're applying to colleges and thinking about maybe getting recruited or performing at a certain race, beating a certain team, getting a certain placement. I think we often get caught up in those things, and I know for me, I was very caught up in those things. But I think it's important to just enjoy the process, enjoy day to day, because you know you're going to
Mm-hmm.
go off to school or go off to college, or your rowing career is going to be over, and so it goes by pretty quick. And so I think it's just important to just enjoy the little things and take it day by day.
That is such good advice for life in general. You know, if you can internalize that at this age, I think you're going to be okay. Well, best of luck at the IRAs, and
Thank you
please,
very much.
yeah, stay in touch, and we'd love to, have you back from time to time and follow your career. And so appreciate
Awesome.
you
Thank you
being
very
here.
much.
Thank you.